What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and breaking news just coming out a little while ago that just as we had heard, President Joe Biden came out and made an announcement today that is going to be impacting the prices of gas, oil, stimulus packages, and gas stimulus checks. And this is your stimulus package and stimulus check update. Now, take a look at some of the headlines coming out just in the past hour. Biden spurs record emergency oil release in a moment of peril for the world. Biden says that there is no evidence that Putin is pulling his troops from Kiev. And this is the reason why this is happening right now, because we're hearing that Russia is continuing to move forward with the war in Ukraine, not back up. And we're hearing that gas prices are going to continue to go up. Biden's oil move aims to cut the gas prices fairly significantly, so hoping that we can do something to bring those prices down just a little bit. But what we're hearing is Biden's oil reserve plan only covers about a third of Russia's shortfall. So they're saying there's still more that needs to be done in order to help us out with these increased gas prices. And a lot of people are saying, hey, let's send out some gas stimulus checks. And take a look at this. The White House has privately discussed sending out checks to car drivers dealing with high gas prices. This is on the table right now. Stimulus checks are back, and we've actually had 3 proposals released from Congress for gas stimulus checks, and actually a 4th is supposed to be hitting here very soon as well. Now, take a look. Here's one of the ones that are more popular. Democrats push for a $300 a month stimulus check to help Americans struggling to pay for sky-high gas prices as a gallon soars past $6 in LA, and 73% of voters say that they back a gas tax break because the gas prices are really high right now, and we're hearing they're not coming down anytime soon. And here's another one that is on the way, a one-time payment, $500. Representative Josh Harder announces $500 federal gas relief check program proposal. So right now, we're hearing that the president has just announced they're trying to do something to help out with these gas prices, and we're hearing that this is hopefully going to be relieving some of the pressure a little bit by releasing these oil reserves. However, a lot of people are saying it is not going to be enough, and they're calling for more gas stimulus checks. But looks like the Congress, the White House, they are working away to try to get something done here. So I'm going to be sharing with you the latest, the actual video footage, so you can hear it for yourself. And in addition to that, take a look at this, you guys. A year after feds approved the funds, Texas launches a program to help homeowners avoid foreclosure because of the pandemic. 1 full year after the funding has gone out, finally the state has got their hands on it and is putting together a program. So this is very unfortunate. It has taken so long. As you guys know, the American Rescue Plan was passed back in March of 2021. We're now in April of 2022, and there are still a lot of states we're hearing where residents are like, hey, where's our stimulus checks? Where's our stimulus packages? Where's our state and local government funding? And finally, a year later, it's coming out in Texas, and we're hearing there's still other states that still haven't gotten the money. So you guys, I'm going to give you the latest details on this as well and get you caught up. So let's go ahead and dive right in. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate these updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on, if you could just take a second to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, helps on my channel a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, totally free, come join the Ram fam. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell to be notified right away as soon as updates come out on my channel. And if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Oh, and also consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance, investing in stocks, crypto, real estate, starting businesses. More content coming this upcoming month of April. So keep an eye out for that. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive right in, and let's start off with the video footage coming out of what President Biden had to say about oil reserves to relieve gas prices, and we could be potentially looking at stimulus checks. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Right now, oil and gas industry is sitting on nearly 9,000 unused but approved permits for production on federal lands, or more than 1 million unused acres they have a right to pump on. Families can't afford to let companies sit on their hands. So, to help execute this first part of my plan, I'm calling for a use it or lose it policy. Congress should make companies pay fees on wells on federal leases they haven't used in years, and acres of public land they're hoarding without production. Companies that are already producing from these wells won't be affected. But those sitting on unused leases and idle wells will either have to start producing or pay the price for their inaction. Look, the action I'm calling for will make a real difference over time. But the truth is, it takes months, not days, for companies to increase production. That's why the next part of my plan is so important. Today, I'm authorizing the release of 1 million barrels per day for the next 6 months, over 180 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. This is a wartime bridge to increase oil supply until production ramps up later this year. And it is by far the largest release of our national reserve in our history. It will provide a historic amount of supply for a historic amount of time, a 6 months bridge to the fall. And we'll use the revenue from selling the oil now to restock the Strategic Petroleum Reserve when prices are lower. So, we'll be ready. We'll be ready for future emergencies.
So there you have it, you guys. That was the president just a little while ago, earlier today, announcing that they're trying to get things moving to get that oil price down. They're going to be releasing those barrel reserves, and then they're going to be buying back cheaper oil later when the prices go down, putting that money in reserve to fill up and stock up once again later. So moving away on that. And again, as I mentioned, this is only, though, we're hearing, going to help out about a third of what is missing. So we'll see if any of those gas stimulus check proposals get any traction in Congress. And in addition to that, if you missed my previous videos, we've heard confirmation from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and the president that they are working a way to get a new bill out for more pandemic funding. They want to get new phases rolling out. Build Back Better is making progress. Congress is working a way to get things done. Now, we will see. I'll be sure to keep you up to date. Now, in addition to that, something that has finally gotten done, and that is a year after the Fed has approved funds, Texas launches a program to help homeowners avoid foreclosure because of the pandemic. So you guys, here's the latest details. 25 states, including California and New York, preceded Texas in getting federally backed programs up and running to help homeowners suffering financial hardship because of the pandemic. So about half of the nation has received the funding, but still about half of the nation has not. Texas is launching an $842 million fund aimed at helping homeowners avoid foreclosure because of the pandemic. So if that is you in the state of Texas, you're going to want to take note of this. A year after U.S. lawmakers approved the funds. The program is called the Texas Homeowner Assistance Fund. So you're going to want to search that. It is aimed at homeowners who have struggled to pay their mortgage, property taxes, homeowners insurance, and home-related fees because of economic hardship caused by the pandemic. The Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, the state agency that oversees the program, began taking applications this week. So right now, get your application in. They are now open. We take the financial hardships of the fellow Texans very seriously, Bobby Wilkinson said at the TDHCA. Executive Director said in a statement, "It took Texas nearly a year to get the program off the ground, slower than it took many other states. President Joe Biden signed the American Rescue Act of $1.9 trillion through the economic stimulus bill last March, which set aside about $10 billion that was intended for homeowners to stay in their homes." So finally, this is going to be going out, some additional stimulus assistance for homeowners. Be sure to look at that, because if you are in financial hardship and potentially could be losing your home or behind on bills, they have tons, thousands and thousands of dollars that could go to individuals to help you out. So if you're in the state of Texas, keep an eye out for that. Applications are being submitted now. So you guys, that is the latest, and I will keep you up to date as more information rolls out. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you'd like to stay up to date, totally free to do so. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. You got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.